So I thought we could start doing a segment of a show I like to call "They Thought We Forgot," where we talk about different games, comic books, possibly books that they thought we forgot that I think people should think about more. Today's episode, we're talking about the 2018 hit Damage, which was part of DC's New Age of Heroes. Damage was canceled about a year into its run, about April 2019, which I think is heinous. Because it was actually a pretty good comic book. A lot of the art was pretty cool, and this was mainly off of DC's Dark Knights Metal. So after the Dark Knights Metal story, they started like branching off a bunch of different stories off of that continuity, and Damage was one of those, and I think it was pretty cool. One of the main things about Damage that kind of drew me to it was the art. The art was actually pretty cool, and obviously people compare it to, Marvel's Hulk, and it was somewhat similar. But one of the main differences is he only got about an hour. Like, that was his thing. He was like the 1 hour hero. Now, without spoiling too much from the Damage story, because I suggest you read it yourself. I think it's pretty great. Art was great. There's a comic book in which he's putting a pause on the Justice, like he's putting like belt to butt on the Justice League. They not standing a chance. He even like stands up to both Wonder Woman and Superman. Like he's putting a pause on him. And I think one of the things that I think should be highlighted more about Damage is the interplay of the different characters. Like, Damage is sort of like DC's Hulk, however, I don't know if this is true for Marvel because I don't really read that many Marvel comic books, but the internal monologue of Damage and Ethan go back and forth throughout the comic books, and it actually helps to kind of build that rapport between the two, alters, I guess, like the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type of thing. And I think it's pretty cool, and I think one of the main things that people should highlight the most about this book is the art. The art is outstanding. I don't care what anyone says. My dad might disagree. Don't care. He's wrong. Art is amazing. If I had to rate this comic book on a scale of like 1 to 10, okay, I guess I'll start this rating system now, right? I'll rate it on a scale of 3 things. We'll say the story's a different rating, the art's a different rating, and uniqueness, different rating. So I'll give the art about a 9 points. You know what? Give the art an 8.1. 8.1 out of 10. It's not Jim Lee, but it's also not Jim Lee. It's pretty cool. I'll give the story about like an 8 out of 10. Right? I think that's pretty fair. I think I'll give the uniqueness of the story like a 6 out of 10. I think the aspect of having him only be active for 1 hour is pretty cool, but it is like DC's Hulk. Now, different comic books have gone back and forth, creating characters spun off of other characters like Deadpool, Deathstroke, Dr. Fate, Doctor Strange, right? But I think that Damage is unique in the way in which it's not really trying to be like the Hulk. Like, obviously it is. It's going to take some things from that. But it gets to a point in the comic book where he can kind of fully control it, where him and Damage have some type of rapport going on where he can control the power. He's able to use it more efficiently. But I think it's pretty cool. I think that the aspect of Ethan, who's the main character that Damage inhabits, is kind of his own man. And he kind of like comes to grips with the missions that he's gone on for the person that I think her name was Avery. No, it's Ethan Avery is his name, but the general who was in charge of him that kind of made him do all these things that he starts to remember after Wonder Woman puts her lasso of truth around him. I think in issue number 3. It's pretty cool. I think that Damage is definitely worth the read. So if you have a second or two and you want to get some really cool art, Damage, pretty cool. The one I'm showing you off right now is the metal cover, the foil one. Pretty freaking cool. Can't find it nowhere else. But yeah, so Geek Stackers, that is your They Wish We Forgot #1.